So I'm like, bruh, that ain't poo-poo, is it? I give it a whiff, you know, dab a little bit on my tongue, give it a taste. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't smell it. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Half click up here. Well, here's something different for you. Well, so if you're new here, I'm a full-timer in an RV, right? If you're curious, go here. So the damnedest thing happened. My wife had, this was yesterday, my wife texted me, she's like, the damn water's out. So long story short, the park that we live in has been expanding, and that involves a lot of water main work, right? Like laying new water lines and everything for all the new spaces. Well, so the water goes out from time to time, and they don't have the courtesy to let people know when they're going to do this, right? Which is just asinine. I mean, you know you're going to be working with water lines for the day. Let people know, right? Don't let it be a freaking surprise. Anyways, there was a water outage yesterday, and my wife also told me that it was about time to flush the tanks. And so if you don't know anything about RV ownership, especially full-timing, you've got to condition your poo tanks, right? So that consists of flushing them out, right? There's back flush valves on an RV. And so you hook a hose to it, you close the valve for the tank, and you fill the tank up with water, right? It's got a, you know, a jet system inside the tank. It squirts water in there, you fill the tank up, and it gets the debris and such off of the walls of the tank in that fashion. And you know, I've got it down to science. It's exactly 7 minutes to fill a 40-gallon tank with the current water pressure we have. Anyways, then you pull the valve and all the stuff flows out, right? Well, so I'm on the second. I usually do like 3 back flushes in a row, and just to be sure, I like to keep the tanks clean. You know, we full time, and it's a disaster if your tanks clog up. You don't want that to happen. And so I'm on the second flush. I go to pull the valve, and nothing comes out. I'm like, oh no! Don't tell me the blade valve mechanism broke, because if those things break, you've got to drop the black tank, right? That's the poo tank. You've got to drop the tank to replace that valve. It's a notoriously messy job, as you can imagine. And even worse yet, the tank was full, right? Worst case scenario, way less than ideal to have to deal with something like that. So I'm trying not to panic, you know? I'm keeping it to myself at this point because I'm still diagnosing the situation, but I'm pretty damn sure I'm screwed, right? Well, so I'm unhooking the hose, and I'm like, I'll just jack around with everything in general, trying to figure this out, just hoping and praying it's not what I think it is. And I happen to glance at the little port where you hook the hose to, and it has an integrated screen. And the point of this screen is to prevent stuff from getting into your water system, right? To prevent clogs and everything. Well, turns out that the screen mechanism did its job. And when I say it did its job, it caught this. Check this out. So I'm like, bruh, that ain't poo-poo, is it? At this point in time, as you can imagine, I had a few beers in me, right? So I run my finger through this smut, right? I give it a whiff, you know, dab a little bit on my tongue, give it a taste. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't smell it. Yeah, so I smell it, right? And it has no smell. So I'm like, okay, this is some sort of organic debris, some sort of sediment, you know, because typically when you have a major water main break, stuff has been known to get into the water supply, and that's when things like boil bans, or not boil bans, boil advisories become a thing. So I'm like, all right, well, maybe we need to be boiling our water or something. Anyway, so I just so happened to see one of the park maintenance guys. I'm like, hey man, come check this out. He comes over there. I show him the screen, you know. He's like, that's bread. I'm like, what? He's like, that's bread. I'm like, that's bread. Yeah, bread. Okay. Come to find out, and this may be pure horseshit, I don't know. But apparently it's an old plumber's trick or something along those lines. That if you have a major water leak and you have a situation where you got to stop it now, you can shove sliced bread into it and temporarily clog it and stop the leak. So I know it sounds like it's out there. I don't know. I don't really know what to believe. All I can tell you is it is about the texture of wet, soggy bread crust, and there's no smell to it. I don't know what. Also, when you think about it, the situation here, folks, is that everybody in the park apparently was going to be finding this out the hard way. So, you know, I mean, I had low pressure, of course, and, you know, all these different little signs pointing to something being wrong. Thank goodness it wasn't actually the pull valve. But, so I had to keep, you know, I turned the water back on to put water back to the system, and I had to keep turning it back off and pulling the hose and cleaning the screen over and over again. As a matter of fact, first thing I'm going to do when I get home here in a minute is I'm going to go disconnect that hose and clean the screen again, because I'm sure there's more accumulation, if you will. So anyways, what a messed up situation, right? Like, that is very inconvenient. I'm just glad it wasn't poo. However, almost 4 kids into it, and if you got kids, you know how it is, man. Poo is just a thing. Poo is an everyday reality if you got kids. Poo is a thing. It's neither here nor there. It's poo. Oh man, guys, it's Friday. I do enjoy doing Friday vlogs because it's you know, it's free-spirited. You know what I'm saying. All we gotta worry about is the weekend, man, and that makes me happy. And so I hope you guys have a good weekend. I hope I at least made you laugh, if it didn't make you throw up in your mouth a little bit. If you enjoy the content, if it made you smile just a little bit, go ahead and click subscribe if you haven't already. Click the little bell, let you know when I upload new crap, and plenty more stories to come, guys. This has been me, and that has been you. This Half Click Up. I'm out of here. Peace and good.